From the day we are born, we are taught to use words and language to express ourselves. It's hard for us at first, but eventually we are able to grasp the ability to speak. This skill is essential throughout our lives because it is what allows us to actually be able to communicate our needs and desires to others. This skill allows us to communicate our ideas and beliefs, allows us to pass down stories and to tell history. The idea that our voice means something and is valuable is hammered into our brains to the point that it becomes common sense. However, more oftentimes than not, people do not take advantage of this gift. They acknowledge the fact that their voice matters, but they refuse to use it to take stances on issues in our culture. This is detrimental to both our society and the individuals who refuse to speak. Voice can be portrayed in many ways. It is not restricted to just speech. People find their voices through sign language, music, art, literature, and countless other ways that can express an individual's viewpoint. But another way that people can use their voice is through voting. Voting is one of the best ways to illustrate what someone wants their country to become. Essentially, through voting for a specific representative, a person is demonstrating what it is that they want to be accomplished throughout the said representative's term. It would seem that people would want to vote so that they could see the change they want actually being enacted before their eyes. Sadly, this is not the case. According to fairvote.org, 60% of those who are eligible to vote in presidential elections, and only 40% of those who are eligible vote in midterm elections. I personally find that voting is very essential to uphold our society so that we can actually see the change that we want to happen, so that we can actually shape our world and actually have an impact on our world. And the impacts of this specific data are all but obvious. There are some people out there who are complaining about the world that we live in and are not even using their voices to elect an official who has the potential to make that change. Individuals are restricting themselves of their own right, and because of that, the change that they want to see will never happen. The same thing applies to social issues. It is astounding how many people keep their mouths shut even if they are aware of a current social issue. Instead of talking about it with their friends and acquaintances, they do not speak about it at all, and do not make known what it is that they want. By not speaking about it and not giving a certain issue attention, they are inherently expressing their neutrality, because they don't care enough to actually take a single stance. Desmond Tutu, a South African cleric and activist, once said, "If you are neutral in situations of injustice, and you have chosen the side of the oppressor. If an elephant has its foot on the tail of a mouse, and you say that you are neutral, the mouse will not appreciate your neutrality." Because people do not speak out about issues and remain neutral, nothing can be done about the oppression, and the oppression is actually upheld. For example, in the case of the suicide of a 17-year-old transgender girl named Leila Alcorn, who killed herself because she did not feel as if she would ever be accepted by her family and was actually forced to go to conversion therapy, there were people, myself included, who were so outraged by the situation that they spoke about it. They tweeted about it. They signed petitions online. One of those petitions, which I myself signed, called for White House action to stop forced conversion therapy on minors, such as Leila Alcorn. This petition got the needed amount of signatures, and now the White House is actually working on taking this action. This is a big step for transgender communities. And one of the many forms of oppression that these people deal with is finally getting lifted, all because a collective group of individuals came together and gave their voice to a bigger cause. Humanity is something truly magnificent because we have been given the ability to communicate in ways that animals cannot. We are able to change our power structures, we are able to shape our communities, and we are able to spark revolutions with only our words. Communication is a vital part of our lives, and it is something that we should not take for granted.